two, one. All right. Hello, everybody. I'll get that lower third off of the screen. Hopefully, everybody can hear me okay. Welcome to the next Power Hour. It is November. It's kind of hard to believe it's already November. That means that this is the penultimate Power Hour of the year. Can you believe that? So I think we've made every Power Hour. There was one where I had to cancel because I had some things going on, but we've made every month this year. So welcome, and let's see who we have in the house. All right, Drone Pro. Good morning, Drone Pro. Now Heart. Good morning. And let's see, gotta adjust my windows here. All right, Travis is happy to be back. Happy to have you back, Travis. And FW Thompson got my Huckleberry coffee. I didn't know Huckleberry and coffee went together. You got me intrigued. So, all right, but you got your story ready to go. So let's see. Queen Alina fan, good morning. Working on one of two projects today, depending on which one strikes me. I'm experimenting with trying two projects with the overall target of 100K words this year. Yeah, that's a fantastic number, Queen Alina. So happy to help you get there. All right, Lou is back. I'll be diving back into the pit as usual. Well, the pit is a good place to be. And Inacom is here. Hello, Inacom, following from Phoenix, Arizona. Good to see you. And Deb. Good morning, Deb. Good to see you as well. And wishing some good luck to FW. Drone Pro's working on a thriller. And let's see. I see some questions already popping in. I will get to your questions, but we will just see who else is in the house. All right, Hunter. Okay, hey, FW. Hey, we got it. You have activated the sound effects. So FW says, today is me and wife's 15 years together. Oh, there we go. I don't know what happened that first time. I clicked it and it was like, no, I don't want to do it. So just in case anyone couldn't hear it. Hey, congratulations. That's fantastic. All right. And TextFet Jonathan is in the house. Hello. Michelle is here. And Jen is watching from Seattle. And Retha, it's been a while since you joined. Okay, well, happy to have you back. And Evie says, good morning. I'll be working on my cozy contemporary book. Hey, that's awesome. So it's always amazing, like all the different genres we have represented here. Okay, we did get a quick question. Let's see. This is from Inocom TV. Do we have any book reviewers and editors in Iowa? Not sure, but I would start by checking at selfpublishingadvice.org. That's a repository of editors. Selfpublishingadvice.org/ratings. That will give you a list of a lot of different editors. And I don't know if any of them are in Iowa or not, but that would be the place I would start. You don't have to have an editor in Iowa in order to get it going. Okay. I want to just share my screen real quick. I just want to let you guys know about something that's going on that you may want to take a gander at. As you guys know, it is November, and I would say it's NaNoWriMo, but we don't say that anymore, it seems. But it is a time to write your novel. How about that? It's a time to write your novel. So I've got a story bundle that's going on. It's not mine, but I'm in it. This is curated by Kevin J. Anderson, and it's at storybundle.com. And it's basically 12 different or 13 different writing books. So there's a lot of different books here that you can take a look at that will help inspire you to write. So if you want to write romance, character tropes, I think that's a really cool one. Josh Esso, he's an editor. He's written a lot of really cool books on editing. And Carrie Flanagan, she's a friend of mine. We've written a lot of books, and she's written a lot of books with nonfiction and magazine articles and things like that. And then this one here on being a dictator. I know some of you like dictating. Kevin J. Anderson just did an updated version of his classic book, so you can check that out as well. And of course, there's something from yours truly here. I've got a book called From Page to Platform, How to Succeed as an Author Speaker. And I wrote that with my friend Maddie Dalrymple, but I've talked about that to death on this channel. And one of the really cool things is, for those of you who don't know, there's a magazine called Indie Author Magazine. You can also get a bonus, a full year subscription to the magazine as a bonus. And I've written a few articles for the magazine. It's really cool because they take a journalistic approach to things. So just want to let you guys know about that. And it's a pay what you want model. So you can kind of start at the beginning. I think you can start at like $25, or you could even go a little bit lower. And the more you contribute, the more bonuses you unlock. So I will drop a link to the chat on that. And if you guys are interested, just certainly check it out. And you can find it at storybundle.com/writing. Okay. Okie dokie. So what am I working on? I'm working on, so you guys know I mentioned last month I'm doing the Ray Bradbury Challenge. So I'm working on my 19th short story. I've written 19 stories. I'm 17 weeks in, so I'm 2 stories ahead. And I've read about almost 500 short works of poetry, short stories, essays. So I'm still going strong. My goal is to write 52 short stories over the next year. And I'm hoping to maybe get there a little early. So today I'm working on story number 19. That is what I'm doing here. Okay. And Ryder writes, I'm new, but I'm going to be a regular from here on out. You're one of my biggest inspirations. Well, thank you very much. Well, glad to have you here, and thank you for those kind words. So first Saturday of the month, we are here. Okay. Yes. And FW Johnson says, and join the Discord. Yes. I'm going to get that going again, guys. I kind of fell out on that. But that was it was mainly a beast mode thing. But I'm going to try to get some more things going in that. It's just kind of a challenge. Okay. Jonathan says, okay, totally out of the loop. Well, NaNoWriMo kind of had a fall from grace. Just look it up. There have been some things that have gone on in the organization around grooming and things like that it's kind of not in vogue anymore. But check it out. You take a look at it. You make up your own mind. But it's just not fortunate. Okay. Yep. So Queen Alina says, yep. So for the bundle, it's $20 for the bonus books, and obviously you can give more if you like. Yes. So good stuff. Yeah. So okay. Well, I'll stop the awkward transition from the last question, and let's go ahead and jump into our first session. You guys know the drill. For anyone who's new here, if you happen to be new, just let me know. We can fill you in the chat how this goes, but I'm going to throw on some music in the I can't speak bucket. That's what I'm going to throw music into, since I can't talk today. That's what happens when I try to multitask. Okay, so Drone Pro says the NaNoWriMo subreddit had some good articles on what happened and alternatives. Okay, so be sure to check that out. And just because I'm going to be a little bit more distracted, Anna says, I wish I could join today, but I'm out campaigning. Have a great weekend and see you next month. Well, thank you, Anna, and definitely good luck out there. And good job doing your civic responsibilities. And it's good stuff. Okay, so now I'm going to stop being distracted. I'm going to put time on the clock, and we're going to get it done. So good luck, everybody. Let's do it. Okay. So let me know how you did. How many words did you get down? How are you feeling? And anything else you want to tell me? All right. So I got 500 words down. I'm on a mission to write this story today. I had a dream last night, and I felt like a story kind of got downloaded into my brain. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but like since I started this Ray Bradbury challenge, I've noticed a lot more of it where I'll go to bed and then or I'll take a nap, and then I had this like super vivid dream, and it's like everything that is going to be in the story. So like even the dialogue, what it's going to look like on the page, and I feel like somebody's dictating a story to me. And then I wake up and I'm like, "Oh, that's a really cool story. I got to write this." And then I go and I write it, and then it's done. So I don't know. It's just it's one of those things. So when that happens, I've just learned that when that happens, I have to sit down and write immediately. Okay. Des Stokes, happy writing. Happy writing to you too. FW Thompson, 300. Okay. And let's see. Michelle says, considering 2 short stories to enter into a contest, was it you who said the fewer the characters, the better? Yes, I have said that, Michelle. I think that short stories, you don't have a whole lot of time, and you don't have a whole lot of space, right? And so, generally speaking, I mean, especially contests, but even magazines are going to have a word limit, right? So you can't have a story that's more than 5,000 words. That seems to be the cutoff these days, is 5,000 words, which it used to be like 7 to 8,000. But I think magazines are cutting the word limit so that they can keep their expenses down, because they generally pay per word, right? So if they accept shorter stories, then they don't have to pay as much. I mean, I'm not being cynical, but I think that that's certainly a part of it. And so if you've got a limit of 5 or 6,000 words, that's just not a lot of time to introduce, I would say, more than 4 characters. And I think even 4 characters is pushing it. The story I'm writing right now, it's got 2 characters in it. That's it. And probably the longest short story I wrote was probably, I think, 12,000 words. It kind of borders on novella, but it's not. It's still a short story. I think that had maybe 6 or 7. So I think it depends on the contest time limit, or the contest word limit. If you've got more time, you can introduce more characters. But my rule of thumb is I like to keep it down to 3, maybe no more than 4. Once you start getting over that, it becomes difficult to manage everything, because think about it, you got to have one character who the story is about, right? And then generally there's going to be a villain or some sort of antagonistic force, and then third, you're probably going to have some sort of a supporting character, or maybe a couple of supporting characters. That's really all you have time for. So, Michael Laron's opinion. Okay, Jonathan, I'm editing a novella, got through 6 chapters so far. Nicely done. And Queen Alina, feeling okay. I was nervous when I was stuck sub 100, but I think I'm feeling it now. All right. I've had experiences like that where thousands of words seem to beam themselves onto the page through me. Yeah, it's weird. It's almost like you become a vessel. Like you're just, I don't want to use this word, but I'm going to use it. But it's like you're a medium in a way. That word sometimes has some spiritual, quacky connotations to it, but it just feels like something is being done through you. And I just know when that happens. Like there's this story. I don't know if you guys have ever heard it, but I think it was Prince, where Prince woke up in the middle of the night, and he called his band, and they all came to his house, and he's like, "Hey, we got to record this song," and it's like 2:00 in the morning, and the band is like, "Why do we have to do this now? Let's just come back at 8:00." And he's like, "No, I got to do it now, because if I don't, then this idea is going to pass me by, and Michael Jackson's going to get it." So they ended up recording the song. I don't remember what song that was, but like sometimes I feel like that. When you know, you know. Okay. Queen Alina, working on character sheets for my 2 main characters, have discovered more about them in these 20 minutes. And that is good. And Rita says, yeah, dream experience sounds awesome. Yeah, it's been happening to me more lately, which I'm happy about, because I got to write 52 short stories, right? So every idea that comes is awesome. But yeah, I've just learned to just kind of be in tune with that. So, okay, Athena, fixing plot issues, made some progress, but still not sure, or still not where it needs to be. Okay. And Lighty popped in super late on accident, but actually what I was working on is done and went for pre-order a week or so ago, and I'm taking a break other than promo. All right. So wanted to say hi. Well, hello, and glad to have you here. And she says, next Power Hour, I'll be working on my next book. Awesome. All right. FW was wondering, in a short story for sci-fi, can I start out with a story that seems like it's standalone but adds to the rest of the short story? Yeah, I think you can do that. Yeah, you can definitely do that. The struggle I think that a lot of indie authors have with short stories is they exclusively write short stories that are tied to their series. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. But I think one of the problems with that, doing it exclusively, is that the reader has to have read the series in order to understand the story, which means it's really only a bonus that you can give to existing readers. Whereas I kind of like what you're doing. I think there's a place for both. I think you should do both. But I like what you're doing in that you're starting off with a story that's a standalone, and then it kind of has the potential to become a series, right? So, Yeah, I like where you're going with that. I think that makes sense to me. Start off with a story that seems like a standalone, but then you just kind of build on it. I think it would be better, and you probably would get more bonus points if each of those stories that you're building onto it are also standalone, and you can kind of mix and match them. That just feels right to me, but I think that's a cool idea. Okay. And Deborah says, I wrote several hundred words. Nicely done. And yeah, all right, everybody's doing great. Okay, one question before we jump in here. What should I do when writing into the dark and I realize a past event needs to be inserted into already written text? Okay, so for those who don't know, writing into the dark is writing without an outline. You write a novel without knowing what's going to happen. And one of the features of writing into the dark is also that you write in cycles. So you write 500 words, and then you cycle back and you reread what you wrote, you revise it, and then you jump on, write 500 more words, cycle back. So you're basically cycling. So in a way, you're writing the novel in multiple drafts, but you're doing it in one draft, if that makes sense. So the question is, what do I do when I'm writing into the dark and I realized a past event needs to be inserted into already written text? Drone Pro, what I would tell you to do is to stop what you're doing and go back and fix it. Because when you're writing into the dark and you realize, oh, something earlier came before that I need to address because I've got a plot hole or a problem. One of the things you have to do is you have to fix it at the time. So one of the things I like to say is fix it now or do it now. And the reason for that is because when you fix it now, you can fix it and then be done with it. And then you can jump back. So that's part of the cycling that I talked about. It's totally okay, happens all the time. Don't worry about it. Just fix what needs to be fixed. Take however long you need to take to do it, and then just pick up where you left off. Perfectly normal. Okay. All right. Great question. And let's go ahead and jump back into our next session. And I'm sorry if you're going to get hungry. There might or might not be a picture of some pumpkin pie coming up. So 20 minutes. We'll be back soon. All right. Second session down, gang. Let me know how you did. How many words did you get, and how are you feeling? So I am sitting at, so I did 500 words in this second session. So I'm sitting at 1,000 words for the power hour, and I might be able to finish this story during the third section. This is a really, really short story. It's only going to be like 1,200 to 1,500 words. So I might be able to get it done. If I don't, I'll still be able to finish it today for sure. So that'll be my story for the week. All right, let's see what's going on in the comments. Sometimes it takes it a minute for everything to catch up. But yeah, so I'm definitely enjoying this Ray Bradbury challenge. It's hard though. It's really hard. It's like writing a short story every week is not that bad, but like it's just it's like everything. It's the writing, it's the reading, it's the figuring out who you're going to read next, and you know, it's just a lot. It's like the equivalent of a full body workout for a writer. It requires like more than just writing or reading. Okay. Queen Alina 266, I think I'm finding the thread. FW 700 words that time with some editing. Okay. Jonathan, 2 more chapters down. It's getting close to being ready for the proofreader. Very nice. Drone Pro 262, feeling good. Lou, I looked at themes on WordPress because I'm going with an unconventional approach for publishing my story. It's going to be a web novel published as a blog written by the main character. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, it's an interesting idea. Go for it. And Athena, seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. So Athena, answer me something. What is your avatar? Because I see it and I'm just, what is that? It looks like a giant snail or like some kind of AI art. I can't tell what it is. You have to tell me what that is because I'm just intrigued. Okay. Deborah said I read what I wrote in the first session and decided that I needed to rewrite it. Okay, well, sometimes that happens. Hopefully you are happy with the rewrite, Deb. Yeah, Queen Alina fan. Okay, so now other people are interested about Athena's avatar. Is it a giant snail? Okay, Athena, you answered it. It's a giant fuzzy snail on a mountain. Got it. Okay. Is that human art or is that AI art? Because it has that AI art sheen that I can't quite tell. I'm just morbidly curious for my own, like to see if I can spot AI art. But yeah, I mean, if it is, that's maybe you know what? Maybe you don't have to answer that because I don't want pitchforks to come at you if it is. But very, very cool. I like it. I dig it. It jumps out at me. Okay. And Retha says, "Oh, Lou, that sounds interesting. You'll share the link with us when you start." Yeah, please do. Please do, Lou. Okay. So Athena answered the question. Thank you for satisfying my morbid curiosity. Okay. Now, Hart, hey, long time no see. A question: how to stay committed through a larger project? I've only written 40,000 word novel in my life. Doubts aren't fun. Yeah. So how do you stay committed? The first thing I think boils to this kind of dictates everything to me is just make sure you pick the right project. So if this is a project that you really believe in, it's a project that you know you've got to get out into the world and you know you have things to say, then that makes it so much easier because every project you pick, even if you are like hyper enthusiastic about a project, let's just say this project is the project, like this is the thing you have got to do, right? Even if it is, you're still going to have peaks and valleys. You're still going to have ups and downs. You're still going to have those moments of euphoria, and then you're going to have those moments where you're walking through the valley, right? And when you pick the right project, it makes those moments when you're walking through the valley so much easier, right? Because you will remember that enthusiasm. So just pick the right project. That's the key part. I think the second part, if you can do it, if your brain works this way, try to develop a plan. So, maybe that's, I'm going to write 1,000 words every day, or I am going to try to finish this book by April, or I'm going to do this for the book today, and I'm going to do that for the book tomorrow. Just try to develop some sort of structure if your brain can do it, because that will keep you motivated. Now, the downside to structure is if you don't hit the goal, that can be demotivating. But the key is, I think, just to develop some goals that you can hit. Like, keep them simple. Don't go crazy, Like for me, I set a goal for myself in October, and it kind of has nothing to do with anything. But I decided, since October is my favorite month, I'm going to spend at least 30 minutes outside enjoying the weather, So every day I found 30 minutes to go take a walk. And this month, my goal is to create something, one new piece of something every day for the month of November. So this story will be part of that I'm writing currently. So like I have little goals that I know I can achieve, because that's kind of like the carrot. You dangle the carrot over yourself, and then you get it, and then you dangle a cookie, and then you get the cookie, and then you dangle some barbecue sauce, and you get the I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what I mean. Just keep the goals easy and sustainable, and that makes it easier. And just know that you're going to have those moments where you're walking through the valley, and you just have to have that bigger picture, and just know that that's normal. Like it's totally 100% normal to feel that way. And often I have found that if I take a nap or if I go do something different, I find that those emotions and those doubts that you referenced are kind of like weather. They pass eventually, just like a rainstorm happens. It doesn't last forever, right? The clouds will eventually clear and the sun will shine, and you will find that you feel totally different about it than you felt maybe 2 or 3 hours ago. And just knowing that, being able to step outside yourself a little bit and know that that's kind of how things work, that will hopefully help you stay committed. But, hop in the Discord if you need more motivation. Happy to help more. Okay. And we got some more advice as well from the group. So let's share. Queen Alina says, my personal advice: remind yourself of the goal and make small steps. Yeah. Yep. Even if the large steps aren't coming. Absolutely. Okay. Lou says, once I got the blog up, I will throw it in the Discord. Please do. And Queen Alina says, as someone who jogs, is that the run looks a lot longer when you're at minute 1 than it will when you're at minute. Yeah, totally. Okay, now Hart, is 300 words a good daily progress then? Yeah, 300 words is great. I think that's an easily manageable number. That's a good number. Whatever it looks like for you. I mean, look back to the novel that you wrote, the 40,000 word novel that you wrote. Can you remember, or do you have it like documented somewhere, like how many words that you wrote per day? 300 words feels manageable to me. I some people are slower and faster than others, but I think 300 words is perfectly doable. I think where you start getting into trouble for a lot of writers is when you start getting into upper echelon numbers. Like, for example, like for me, where the wheels start falling off is about 2,700 words a day. Like, I think if you had a goal of 2,700 words a day, but you got a full-time job and you got a family and things like that, that's going to be a lot harder to sustain. But I think 300 words is perfectly doable. But yeah, if that's the number that's popping into your head, I would say go for it. Yeah, Jonathan, thanks for doing some math for us. 300 words a day equals a 200-day novel, which I still think 200 words a day is great. That's just shy of, or just a little bit over 6 months, right? So 180 days, I think, is 6 months. So that's fantastic progress. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Queen Alina makes a good point. Of course, we always want the number to be higher, but if it's consistent, 300 words a day will get you to the finish. Absolutely. Yeah, and I would rather you write 300 words a day and feel good about it, even if you miss some days here and there, than to set a goal of like 2,000 words or 2,500 words, and you can't get there. Because remember, when you write, it's not enough just to write the words. You've also got to edit those words. Right. So now, Hart, I don't know if you edit as you go or if you do drafts. Either way is cool. But, the more you write in a day, the more you're going to have to spend time editing it either that day or down the road. So 300 words a day, I think, keeps it manageable. Perfect. All right. So, gang, let's jump into our third and final session. Let's get it done. 20 minutes on the timer, and we'll come back and shoot the breeze. Good luck.
Hey, baby. It's me. I was just calling to chat with you a little bit. I miss you a lot. And I miss hearing your voice. Bye, hon. And I miss hearing your voice.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Okay. Well, we are done with our final writing session, gang. So let me know how you did. What's your total word count for the day? And what's one goal that you have for the weekend? So I like to talk about that because it's scientifically proven that people that write their goals down are more likely to achieve them. So I am sitting at 1,300 words for my story for the day today. I'm literally like 200 words away. Like I'm to the point where I'm about to write the final twist, and so I'm probably just going to finish this right after I finish the live stream, just so I can be done with it. So that's where I'm at. And my goal for the weekend is I wrote this story, but I was in the middle of writing another story that I had to interrupt to write this one. So I'm going to see if I can finish that other story, so that way I can get 2 stories done for my Ray Bradbury challenge for the week, and then that will get me to, I think, 20. Get me to 20 stories. Had to think about that. So 20 stories, which is pretty close to halfway. Not quite. All right. Let's see. Tony De Vera. First chapters with a new character is always so hard. Yeah, they just take more time because you've got to spend the time to develop that character and introduce them. And there's definitely a certain things you got to do with those chapters that take some time. So I can relate to that, Tony. All right, Jonathan, another chapter done. Goal for the weekend is to finish editing this and to contact my proofreader. Sounds like a pretty good goal. All right, FW. So I'm curious, if I write in the third limited, but I jump from character to character, not just one perspective like in one chapter. Okay, I'm going to have to just read this. I can't read it out loud. Okay, so just give me 1 second, FW. I got to kind of sift through this here. If I write third person limited. Yeah, okay. So FW, you tell me if I got this right. But essentially you're asking if I am in the head of one character and then I jump into the head of another character, is that still technically third person limited POV? And the answer is yes, it is. Third person limited POV, you're not limited to one particular character. You can jump into the heads of other characters. Now, the downside to doing that is that every time you jump, you're going to have to do some work to reestablish the reader in that character's head. So the first time you're going to spend a lot of time establishing that first character, right? The next time, or the first time you jump, you're going to have to spend a lot of time establishing that second character. And then if you jump again, every time you introduce a character, just like I was talking about with Tony, you're going to have to introduce that character, which takes time and that takes words. So it's a time and space issue. Now, it's not to say that you can't do it. It's just if you're going to do it, there's a protocol that you have to follow. But there's nothing that says that you can't do that. So I say go for it. That's my thing, guys, is there's no right or wrong way to tell a story. I think that any writing technique is perfectly valid. I think what it ultimately boils down to is the execution, right? So sometimes you're going to execute it great. Other times, maybe you're not going to execute it great, or maybe there's things you got to learn. But in and of itself, I don't think any writing technique is bad. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, Queen Alina, surge at the end, 1242 total, even if I can only manage the regular pace for the rest of the month. I want to nail the hyper ambitious 3,000 words a day on the 2 weekend days. Yeah. That is a challenging thing. I think 3,000 words a day is a million. It's somewhere near a million words a year. So if I do 3,000 times 365, I think 2,700, it's like 2,800, 2,900-ish. It depends on how you count it. That's a million words. So that would get you 1,095 words in a year. But obviously you're only doing it on the weekends, but that would help you hit your goal. I think you said your goal was 100,000 a month or 100,000 a year, right? So you would definitely get there. Okay. And let's see. Lou ended up not writing any words. However, I picked a theme for the blog and we'll try to get it up and running this weekend. All right, little steps. That's the key. Okay, Athena O, weekend goal, add details to subplots. It's a good goal. Drone Pro, 626 words so far today. My goal for the weekend is 3,000 words total. Awesome. All right. That's doable. So that's what, 1,500 words per day? Or I guess it depends on how you count your weekends. Do you include Friday or not? But yeah, you're doing good. Jonathan, my goal is to publish my next novelette. Still need to write the blurb. Yes, blurbs are always fun, aren't they? And Drone Pro, I took a creative writing class at a local college. The instructor insulted my poem that was very personal to me. Should I give up poetry writing? No, don't give up poetry. Give up that damn instructor. That's what you should do. Just tell that instructor where they can go. And literally, I really do mean that. Tell them where they can go. That's the problem with writing colleges and like writing degrees at colleges and stuff. The instructors, they think they're doing you a favor. Some of them, I'm going to break this down into 3 groups. Some of the instructors think they're doing you a favor by being brutally honest and being mean, because they think that you will take that advice to heart and then they will mold you into some version of themselves or some version of what they think a writer should be. And really, they have no idea what they're talking about. Second class of instructors are just the assholes. If you guys don't mind me speaking some French, just a bunch of assholes that honestly have no business being teachers, instructors, and they're probably just bitter people on the inside because they've never actually done what they're trying to teach. And even if they have, there's some level of dissatisfaction and there's some personal issue that they have that causes them to lash out at other people. Obviously, you don't want to listen to them. And then the third people are the instructors that really are trying to help you, and they're good people and they're trying to give you feedback. That third group would never do what this instructor did to you. So, yeah, I mean, there's a difference between, criticism, and there's a difference between there's a difference between criticism and a difference between personal attacks. Right. So I don't know what this person said, but at the end of the day, if they got you that riled up, I would not stop writing, Drone Pro. Keep writing. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it or that your writing is not good. The only thing you can control is that you write and that you continue to get better with every poem that you write. And just take that to the bank. All right. Don't let anybody talk you out of this. You can do it. Okay, so I'm going to end my diatribe. I'm going to get up. If you hear that sound, I need like a sound of like steps or something like that. Feet's going. My goodness, I can't even speak English today. Feet going upstairs. That indicates I'm getting off my soapbox. Okay, Jen says, just sent off my second draft to the editor and am hoping to complete the beats for my new project this weekend. Cool. And Tony says, just finished the first draft of my novel 2 weeks ago, getting started on a new novel for this month's challenge. Goal is to average 1,800 words a day and get it done by the 30th. Nice. So you're actually going to do a little bit more than the 1,600 or 1,667 words or so. So that's good. That's really good. Queen Alina, the only wrong way to write a story is whatever ends up making your reader put the book down. And even then, that might not be every reader that tosses it aside. Exactly. Yeah, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Deb are still revising. And Tony says, joined this session pretty late today, last 15 minutes or so, but got 159 words in that time. And hey, I still consider that a success. And Jen says there's always an audience for your work, even if one person says they don't like it. 10 others will always love your work. Yeah, I mean, that instructor, you don't know what they normally read. I mean, maybe you wrote a poem that it's in a genre that they don't normally read, or, maybe they were in a bad mood that day, or maybe they were sleep deprived, or, maybe they're just a jerk. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's just one person. Don't make your decisions based on one person. Ultimately, you've got your own personal strategy and vision of where you want to go and where you want to take your own career. And that should be your compass at the end of the day. And doesn't matter what other people think. And, there are going to be some people that really don't like your work. I mean, there are people that really don't like my work. People, at least inevitably, one of these power hours, I get a couple people that dislike the video for whatever reason. I don't care at the end of the day. And I get some 1-star reviews every now and again on my books. Whatever, they're not going to stop me. The joke's on them because I don't read my reviews anyway. So it doesn't really matter. But yeah, just keep on trucking. Keep on trucking. All right. So I'll give it a minute for anybody that's got some last minute questions or comments. I will take this time to announce the next Power Hour. That is going to be on Saturday, December 7th at 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Mountain, 8 o'clock Pacific. And I did that totally backwards. I started in the middle of the country. So 8 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Mountain, 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern. And I think that equates to 5 o'clock London. My Londoners tell me if I'm wrong. Okay. So yes, December 7th. And that will be our final Power Hour of the year. There may be some Christmas cheer. We'll see. We'll see if I can find some fun Christmas cheer things and Christmas sound effects. If I can, I'll try not to be too obnoxious. I had to get another sound effect in there. I just couldn't help myself. All right. So I'm not seeing anything else come in. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. And I'll be back next month, December 7th, Saturday. And I hope to see you there. Have a great day.